I used to believe my life was perfect. Not the kind of perfect you show off on social media, but the quiet kind. The kind where you wake up next to someone you trust, someone who knows your worst days and still chooses you. That someone was Daniel Hayes. We had been married for 6 years. No children yet, not by choice, but by heartbreak. Two failed pregnancies had left scars I didn't talk about, and Daniel had always been there, or at least, I thought he was. That illusion shattered on a random Tuesday. It started with something small. His laptop. Daniel was always careful with his devices. Passwords, privacy screens, automatic locks. He was the security guy at his firm, after all. But that day, he left his laptop open on the dining table when he rushed out to take a call. I wasn't snooping. I just wanted to close it. But then, a notification popped up. Can't stop thinking about last night. My fingers froze. My brain refused to process it. There had to be an explanation. There always is. Slowly, like I was moving underwater, I sat down and looked at the screen. The chat window was still open. And just like that, my world ended. Her name was Lydia Cole. His client. At least that's what he had told me. Their messages weren't just flirty. They were intimate. Dangerously intimate. Plans. Memories. Inside jokes. Photos I wish I could erase from my mind. And Daniel's words. I wish I could wake up next to you every day. She doesn't understand me anymore. I'm just waiting for the right time. The right time for what? To leave me? Or to destroy me completely? I didn't cry. Not yet. Instead, something inside me shifted. Something cold. Something patient. When Daniel came home that night, he kissed my forehead like always. How was your day? He asked casually. I looked at him. Really looked at him. And for the first time, I saw a stranger. It was good, I said, smiling. And that's when my plan began. For the next 3 weeks, I became the perfect wife. Better than before. I laughed more. Cooked his favorite meals. Listened to his stories. Even helped him pick out a tie. For the nights he claimed were late meetings. I watched everything. Tracked everything. Receipts. Locations. Messages. Patterns. And slowly, the truth unfolded. Lydia wasn't just an affair. She was his future plan. But Daniel wasn't the only one with secrets. Lydia had one too. A big one. And I was about to use it. One night, while Daniel slept peacefully beside me, I sat in the living room with my laptop. Digging. Searching. Learning. And then I found it. Lydia Cole was engaged to someone else. A man named Ethan Blake. A well-known architect. Successful. Respected. And completely unaware. I leaned back in my chair. A slow smile spreading across my face. Not a happy smile. Not a sad one. Something darker. Something sharper. Because in that moment, I realized something important. I wasn't the only victim. And maybe, just maybe, I didn't have to face this alone. I opened a new email. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. This was the point of no return. Once I sent this, everything would change. I started typing. You don't know me, but you need to know the truth about Lydia Cole. And with that, the game officially began. Ethan Blake replied to my email in less than 4 hours. Just 3 words. Who is this? No anger. No denial. Just confusion. Good. That meant he hadn't been warned yet. I didn't rush my response. Patience was everything now. Instead, I spent the next day preparing, organizing screenshots, timestamps, receipts. I wasn't going to sound like a jealous wife throwing accusations. I was going to present facts. Clean. Precise. Undeniable. That night, after Daniel fell asleep beside me, I sat in the dim glow of my laptop and replied. I'm someone who knows Lydia better than you think. Before you ignore this, ask her one question. Where was she last Friday at 9:30 p.m.? I paused, then hit send. The next morning, I watched Daniel carefully. He moved like nothing had changed. Coffee. Phone. Quick kiss on my cheek. Late meeting tonight, he said. Of course. Don't wait up. I smiled. I won't. An hour later, my phone buzzed. Ethan. She said she was with a friend. Why? There it was. The crack. Small, but growing. I leaned back, breathing slowly. This was working. But now came the dangerous part. I sent him a secure link. Inside it were just enough pieces of truth to shake him, but not overwhelm him. Photos of Daniel and Lydia entering a restaurant. A receipt timestamp. A message snippet. Nothing explicit. Just enough to make denial impossible. He didn't reply for a long time. Hours passed. Then finally. This isn't possible. Another message followed. Who are you? I stared at the screen. Then typed. I'm Daniel Hayes' wife. Silence. Long, heavy silence. I could almost feel his world collapsing through the screen. Because I knew that feeling. I had lived it. That evening, Daniel came home later than usual. Smiling. Relaxed. Alive in a way he hadn't been with me in months. Good day. I asked casually. Yeah, he said, loosening his tie. Actually, really good. I nodded. Of course it was. He had spent it with her. My phone buzzed again. Ethan. I confronted her. My heart skipped. She said you're lying. Said you're obsessed. But she couldn't explain the photos. I exhaled slowly. Right on schedule. She's good at lying, I typed back. So is my husband. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Finally. What do you want? I stared at that message for a long moment. This was it. The turning point. I could walk away now. File for divorce quietly. Disappear. Heal in silence. Or I could make them feel it. The betrayal. The humiliation. The truth. I chose. Daniel wants to invite Lydia to dinner, I typed. Soon. That part wasn't even a lie. He had already mentioned it casually a few days ago, testing my reaction. I had smiled. Encouraged it. I want you there. The reply came instantly. What? I smiled. Slow. Cold. They think they're in control. They think we are blind. Let's change that. No response. Minutes passed. Then? You want to expose them? Yes. Another pause. Longer this time. I imagined him pacing. Thinking. Breaking. Then finally. I'm in. And just like that, we became allies. The next 2 weeks felt unreal. Like I was living inside a script I had written myself. Daniel grew bolder. More careless. He mentioned Lydia openly now. Ran into her again today. She's been going through a lot. She might join us for dinner sometime. I played my part perfectly. That's nice, I said. You should invite her. The relief on his face was almost funny. Meanwhile, Ethan and I planned everything. Timing. Details. Entry. Reactions. I told him exactly how Daniel operated. How Lydia behaved. What they would expect. And most importantly, what they wouldn't. One night, Ethan sent me a message. Are you sure you want to do this? I stared at the question. Then typed. No. But I need to. Because this wasn't just about revenge anymore. It was about truth. About taking back control. About refusing to be the quiet, broken woman who pretends everything is fine. A few days later, Daniel finally said it. We were having dinner. Soft music playing. Everything normal. Too normal. I was thinking, he said carefully. Maybe we could invite Lydia over this weekend. I looked up at him. Smiled gently. I'd love that. And in that moment, he sealed his own fate. That night, I texted Ethan. It's happening. His reply came instantly. Tell me when. I looked around the house. At the table. At the life that was about to burn. And for the first time, I didn't feel scared. I felt ready. Saturday, I typed. 8 p.m. Because this time, I wasn't the one being betrayed. I was the one setting the stage. Saturday arrived, quietly. Too quietly. The kind of silence that comes before something breaks. I woke up early. Not because I had to, but because I couldn't sleep. Today was the day everything would end. Or begin. I spent the morning preparing dinner. Daniel's favorite dishes. Roasted chicken, garlic potatoes, wine, the expensive one he had been saving. Irony had a strange sense of humor. By afternoon, everything was ready. The table was perfect. Candles. Plates aligned. Glasses polished. A picture of a perfect life. A lie about to collapse. At 7:45 p.m., Daniel started getting ready. He looked nervous. Fixing his shirt. Checking his phone. Waiting. Relax, I said softly. It's just dinner. He smiled. But his eyes gave him away. At exactly 8 o'clock p.m., the doorbell rang. Daniel stood up quickly. I'll get it. I followed him slowly. Heart steady. Breath calm. He opened the door. And there she was. Lydia Cole. Beautiful. Confident. Smiling like she belonged here. Hi, she said warmly. You must be his wife. I stepped forward. Smiled. Welcome. She walked in like she had every right to. Like she hadn't been stealing pieces of my life for months. Daniel hovered close to her. Too close. Small glances. Unspoken things. Secrets floating in the air. We sat down at the table. Dinner began. And it was normal. Painfully normal. They talked. Laughed. Shared stories. Inside jokes they tried to hide. I watched. Quiet. Observing everything. So Lydia, I said casually. What do you do? I work in consulting, she said smoothly. Must be busy, I replied. Very, she smiled. Especially lately. Daniel shifted slightly in his seat. Nervous. Good. Time moved slowly. Each second stretching. Building. Then. 8:32 p.m. Right on time. A soft sound came from the hallway. The side door. Opening. Daniel frowned. Did you hear that? I smiled. Yes. Footsteps. Slow. Steady. Then, a man walked into the dining room. Ethan Blake. Lydia froze. Completely. Her face drained of color. Ethan, she whispered. Daniel stood up abruptly. What the hell, who is this? I leaned back in my chair. Calm. Composed. This, I said softly, is Lydia's fiancé. Silence. Heavy. Crushing. Daniel turned to Lydia. Fiancé. Lydia shook her head. No, this isn't. Stop, Ethan said sharply. His voice controlled, but shaking underneath. I know everything. Daniel looked between them. Confused. Panicked. What is going on? He demanded. I finally stood up. Slowly. What's going on? I said. Is the truth. I pulled out my phone. Placed it on the table. Messages. Photos. Dates. I looked directly at Daniel. I've known for weeks. His face changed. Shock. Fear. Realization. You knew? He whispered. Everything. Lydia stepped back. This is insane, she's lying. Ethan laughed bitterly. Am I lying too? He pulled out his phone. Threw it onto the table. Photos. Proof. No more hiding. Daniel ran a hand through his hair. This isn't what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like, I said coldly. Silence again. Then I walked toward the living room. Picked up a small box. Came back. Held it out to Daniel. Open it. He hesitated. Then slowly unwrapped it. Inside. Papers. Divorce papers. They slipped from his hands onto the table. Merry dinner, I said quietly. Lydia moved toward the door. I'm leaving. No, Ethan said, blocking her. You're not walking away from this. Tears filled her eyes now. Please. Don't, he snapped. I trusted you. Daniel looked at me. Desperate. I can fix this, please. No, I said. You can't. My voice didn't shake. Not even a little. You didn't just lie, I continued. You made me feel invisible. Replaceable. He stepped closer. I still love you. I laughed. Soft. Empty. No, I said. You just didn't think I'd find out. That hit him. Hard. Ethan stepped back. Shaking his head. We are done. He looked at me. I'm sorry. I nodded. So am I. Then he left. Lydia followed moments later. Broken. Exposed. Gone. And just like that, it was over. Only Daniel and I remained. The silence felt different now. Lighter. Cleaner. Please, he said quietly. I pointed toward the door. Leave. He didn't argue. Didn't fight. He just left. And when the door closed behind him, I exhaled. For the first time in weeks. The house was quiet again. But not empty. Not anymore. I looked at the table. The food. The broken illusion. And instead of pain, I felt something else. Freedom. Because in the end, it wasn't about revenge. It was about truth. And this time, the truth belonged to me.